Hey guys, what's up? This is the official Eli and welcome back. And this one I wanted to talk about some of the custom gear that you're going to be using on your characters. Now real quick before I jump into that, I forgot on the last video one other thing I wanted to mention about ISOs. It's just talking about enhancing and combining. The only reason I mention this is that it sometimes does come up in your daily missions, which if you forget those, or if you do not complete those, that is 25 crystals a day. And if you are somebody like me, who you farm these, and you don't drop a lot of money on these, even that $25 a day is important. Yes, we need more, and there is currently a push to try to get the developers to give us more. But for the time being, this is what we have, and if you're like me, every little bit helps. So I just wanted to go over enhancing and combining these. So I'm going to go to my inventory real quick. I am going to go here. And enhancing these is actually pretty similar to what you saw me do in the previous video when I took a 6-star ISO and I basically got it enhanced to that +5 prior to awakening. So we need 2 ISOs of the same grade. You see I have a few 4 stars here, so we're going to do that. I'm going to do a quick upgrade. You can use any of these. I am not going to do that. I am only using these red ones. So, real quick, you'll notice that this one here has physical attack and all defenses. This one has all attacks and HP. So, you're going to have to sacrifice one of these for the other, and it's really up to you what you want more of. I'm going to try to make this a more universal ISO, so I'm going to go with all attacks. Whatever you select here is the ones you're basically burning. And there you go. That's how you enhance them. That's how you combine them. Me personally, I maybe didn't look enough when I first started this game, and I lost out on a lot of those daily rewards because when it said to enhance or combine, I didn't really know what they were talking about. So hopefully this helps you. But moving on, so we're going to talk about the CTPs. Now, as of the time that I am recording this, we have a CTP selector coming up. Let's see, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we'll get it on Thursday. At least, I'm in the US, so it'll be Thursday here. I don't know, I don't know where you might be, the people who may be watching this, so it might be Friday for you, I don't know. But anyway. So here's where we're going to get a CTP. Hopefully you get something good, like a rage, destruction, energy, greed, something like that. You may get one of the duds, refinement, transcendence, patience, something like that. I'm not talking about that right now. There are videos on YouTube of content creators who will advise who is the best for these. I'm not really talking about that. What I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to assume that most of you are using regular Obelisks and not a CTP. You want to use something that will best complement your character. What do I mean by that? Well, let's see. So, say for instance, we have Cyclops here, who has his Phoenix 5 uniform, or Namor. As long as they have Phoenix 5 uniforms, they do have fire damage, so potentially you could try to put a fire damage obelisk on him. I didn't do that with either of them. Luna, on the other hand, Luna Snow. Wait, wrong one. As you can see, I have a crit damage, cold damage obelisk. And another one that is pretty important here is your proc. This is kind of low. It's a 120 proc. This is a placeholder. I could potentially try to roll that for higher. I'm not really going to do that right now. This isn't great, but I could shoot myself in the foot if I do that. I will show you how to go about. You can roll these just like you can roll everything else in the game. But I wanted you all to notice that. Now, take someone again like Beta Ray Bill. So, as you can see, for those of you who may not know the character, that is Stormbreaker. He has the abilities of Thor, although in the game he is somehow significantly better than Thor. And he does lightning damage. You can see in the details here, his energy attack is much higher than his physical attack. I gave him lightning damage, crit damage, and that actually has a 200 proc. I actually got really lucky with this one. But, quite honestly, I have no intentions to take this off of him anytime soon. Because he performs pretty good with it. I can clear Galactus at 99% carry rate with him. He does pretty good with some of the world bosses and everything. He can clear just about anything I throw him up against. Most of my characters, the Obelisk that I throw on them typically is a crit rate and or crit damage. This isn't really a good one. Crit rate isn't bad, 27%. The physical damage is only an 80% proc. It's really not that good. This is a placeholder. I would really like to put a rage on him one of these days, but I don't want to gamble, and there's not too many ways that I can farm them. There are a couple of ways, but it will do. The main thing that I usually tell people to focus on is your crit damage and crit rate, unless you have something where they have a particular type of damage. For example, Kid Omega. As you can see, he does mind damage. So, he has a mind damage percentage rate. Gives him a dodge rate increase. Now that energy shield, it doesn't do anything for him. But he's not a meta character. He's somebody that I feel is more fun to play than anything else. So, it's good enough. The one that I put on Mysterio, I actually think was pretty good. Oh, I haven't looked at this one in a while. So it has a crit rate mind damage increase, but that's actually it. The rest of that's pretty trash. But it's good enough for him and what he does. So I wanted to kind of go over that and let you guys know. There are a few other characters, such as Shadow Shell or Viper. Now, Viper does physical damage and she does poison damage. So, I gave her a poison damage Obelisk. Shadow Shell also does poison, and I gave her a poison damage Obelisk. And she has a 110 physical proc. Could be better, not horrible. Iron Hammer, on the other hand, all lightning damage. So I gave him a crit damage, lightning damage proc. So these are the kind of things that you want to look for when you are building your characters. If you have somebody who, for example, Ronan / Hawkeye, he just does physical damage. So I would recommend to focus on his crit rate, crit damage. Now, I actually have not looked at his gear in some time, so you're about to be as surprised at this as I am. Not great. I probably should re-roll that. You know what? I am going to re-roll that. So to re-roll, now that CTP of regeneration is actually sitting in my inventory right now. I am going to throw that on the Hulk when I get his new uniform, his Immortal Hulk. Because, for those of you not aware, his damage is based on his health. So, the more health you can give him, the stronger he is. Which is actually pretty thematic for the character. But anyway. So, as you can see down here at the bottom, you have a button that says change option. So we're going to select that. And really, you can pick any one of these. It doesn't really matter. Poison damage recovery rate. Yeah, I can afford to lose that. You see, it doesn't cost much. It's 10,000 gold. I don't like that. Crit damage stayed the same, 22.6, but cold damage does absolutely nothing for him. This actually would not go bad on Luna. But no. Let's try that again. No, I don't want to use that. Okay, that's better. So I now have a double crit rate and 120 proc. Now another thing to take into account when you're building these is how high does it boost your stats. I mentioned in a previous video your crit rate will max at 75%. I now have a double crit rate, so oh, I'm way overcapped. Okay, so I need to roll that again. I'm way overcapped. Okay, so I lost some of my proc. I went from 120% down to 90%, but now I have ignore dodge. So let's see what he's looking like now. Still overcapped, not near as much. And there's not a whole lot that I can really do about his crit damage or crit rate. He does not have any Uru on him right now, except what the hell is that? Okay. So I can't do a whole lot about it. So he's overcapped, but as you can see, it's much, much less. It was like 31%, now it's 6%. So you want to use your obelisks to best enhance your character. One character that I really would like to do better with right now is Magneto, because he also has a double crit rate, and I really don't care for that. One thing here where it says attacking will cause an energy beam to fall on the head of the enemy. That's really not good. It's not. But it does mention energy damage is 270%. That is really the part that I don't want to give up, because he is also overcapped. And I think he's pretty significantly. Yeah, 15%. Now, one thing that you can do, and this is a little bit off topic, but their fourth gear, you do have the ability to change your option on that. I'm not doing it because that's actually a good one. Lastly, well, not last, because there's at least two other things that I want to discuss, is ranking up your ISOs and acquiring. Well, not, I'm sorry, I said ISOs. I meant to say your gear. So, let me go to my inventory. Nope. So, I know some people will recommend that you only sell your 1 and 2 stars. I sell my 1, 2, and 3 star gear because I have so much. I really need to clear this out. But, so guard break immunity, that's actually a very good skill, and this wouldn't be a bad one to build up. But what I'm actually going to do, because I am so close to being full on my inventory, is I'm going to take one of these. And these have guard break. Does not appear to. A lot of immunity to stun. Okay. Alright, fine. I'll take ignore dodge. Now, the higher ranking gear or obelisk that you pick, the higher your percentage will be. A 6-star, as you can see, would be 50%, and I don't want to use that. One of these would be 25%. But because I want to clear some things out of my inventory, I'm going to use some of these. So apparently I have a lot of crit damage. Yeah, all defense is really not great. So not bad. So now I have ignore dodge. Fire resist is, of course, not a good stat. But I have a 100% proc. And you know what? Just for the hell of it, let's re-roll this. That might not go bad on somebody like Shadow Shell or something like that. But the point being here is you can see how to build them up, how to re-roll them. And lastly, because I am already at 17 minutes, which, wow. Just talk about acquiring. This is just like your ISO, just like your cards. So first you have your Alliance store. You finally gave me that. Good. You have your custom gear. Once again, I don't really recommend it because you only have the one purchase. You can also acquire it from your support shop. You can get 10 here, which is really not bad. You can get them, I wonder, with your story mission or story mode. So that gives you a chance at cards. You can get a CTP out of here, but honestly, your likelihood is not very high. But you can get some ISO. This is very, very random. That's out of the Dimensional Clash, where I was going to go to. So we're talking about gear. So I think you could get a little bit from here. No. So that was the ISO, which I showed you previously in the gear up kits. These do have gear. Not great, but they do. And you can get a 3-star. You can also get it. I don't believe. No, it's not here. Do you believe? No, that was ISO. You can get some here. And I believe you can get some here. Yeah. Plus, and I actually did forget to mention this earlier, when you run your dimension missions, all of that, your cards, your obelisks, your Uru, your ISO, all of that are possible rewards in here. And you know what? Why not? So, you can see I did get some ISOs. You can see I did get some cards. You can see I do have some Obelisks here. I'm probably going to sell a lot of this. But yeah, so that's how you can go about acquiring. So, once again, if this was helpful to you at all, which I hope that it was, feel free to, like, comment, share, maybe subscribe. This makes my third. I'm going to do probably a couple more, at least just as a tutorial set. And really my main goal here is just, like I said, just kind of help you guys. I mentioned in the very first video that I'm not a whale, and my whole point is I want to show you there are some content creators that you do incredible things with this game and can clear Galactus in 90 seconds. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy that if I can do it, literally anybody can do it. That's kind of the whole point with what I'm doing. So, once again, I hope this was helpful for you. If you have anything else that you would like me to discuss, feel free to say something in the comments. I'm actually going to try to include my Twitter handle in these, as well as Kick. Also, if you want to try to message me there, or I can even help add you to the chat that we have. But beyond that, you guys take it easy. I will see you in the next video.